Podium Studio.
Naga City, the heart of the Bicol region. The city of Naga, originally known as the Nueva Caceres, one of the crown city of Spain during the colonization period. Its recorded history dates back in the late 15th century when the Spanish conquistadors came and landed in the village led by Juan de Salcedo. Naga was founded as Nueva Caceres by Spanish Captain Pedro de Chaves by the order of Spanish Governor-General Francisco de Sande in the year 1575 and chartered as a Spanish royal city in 1595. Under the Spanish rule, Catholic churches and schools were built. One of the oldest is the San Francisco Church, established in 1578 by the Franciscan friars. The first church was made of bamboo and light materials. More than a decade, St. John the Baptist Cathedral was founded in 1595. On March 7, 1793, Archbishop Antonio Gallego of Manila founded Holy Rosary Minor Seminary, started as House of Clerics in a place called Peadar near the Naga River. It was canonically erected as Seminario Conciliar de Nueva Caceres in compliance with the Tridentine decree that every diocese must have a seminary. In 1840, it was transferred from Peadar to its present site along Elias and Lay Street. When the seminary building opened in 1793, it was made of wood, bamboo and nipa, which a certain bishop noted as combustible and of non-durable materials. On April 12, 1868, Colegio de Santa Isabel was founded by Bishop Francisco Gainza. In 1872, a royal decree of Queen Isabella II of Spain, granted to the Lord Don Fray Francisco Gainza, Bishop of Nueva Caceres, the authority to create a school for girls which will be under the care of the Daughters of Charity. Consequently, Colegio de Santa Isabel became the first normal school for girls in the Philippines and Southeast Asia. In 1700s the Catholic feast and tradition was started, the Penitencia Festival. Miguel Robles de Covarrubias, a son of the Spanish official and a seminarian, who was ordained as a priest in Naga, he brought and started the devotion to the image of Penitencia, and later on, it became the biggest festivity of the Bicol region. During the warming days of Philippine Revolution, 15 Bicol martyrs were executed. 11 of them were executed by firing squad in La Neta. On January 4, 1897, 3 others died in prison and 1 from exile. September 18, 1898, months after the Declaration of Independence, Felix Plazo and Elias Angeles, the Guajazibal of Nueva Caceres at that time, turned their way to join the revolution against the Spanish government. On the following day, September 19, Bicolanos successfully besieged and controlled the city of Caceres from the Spaniards. 1900, when the American troops came, it successfully landed and entered the province of Ambos Camarines. Bicolanos fought hard and bloody, resisted against the American forces. The brigade in Camarines Sur was headed by General Otibico Arijola. A series of battles had been fought between. Until 1901, 2 American Army officials peacefully asked General Arijola to surrender. March 31, 1901, General Arijola peacefully surrendered to the Americans with his brigade officials and arms to end up war for peace. After the Filipino-American War, Americans built up schools open for public education and learning. Camarines Sur National High School nowadays was founded in 1902, the first public high school of the Bicol region. Nueva Caceres was reduced from city to municipality and was renamed Naga in 1919. Naga was developed by the Americans. Train station, rail track and bridges were constructed. The growth of population changes in small percentage. Chinese community and business start to rise. Naga progress also rises and became the center of economy of Camarines Sur in the Bicol region. Naga at that time was the government capital of the province. In the World War II, Naga was occupied by the Japanese on December 18, 1941. Schools and churches turned into a garrison by the Japanese army. The resisting guerrilla forces unit had their way to Lebanon. In 1945, toward the end of World War II, combined U.S. and Philippine Commonwealth troops of the United States Army, Philippine Commonwealth Army, Philippine Constabulary, as well as Bicolano guerrilla resistance groups, liberated Naga from Imperial Japanese troops. Naga was heavily damaged: bridges, rail tracks, train station, central market, and other buildings. After the war, Naga slowly recovered. The economy, agriculture, and infrastructure later restored. From 1950s to the 60s, the city population started to grow more, as the economy, commerce, investments, schools and local trading started to emerge. During that time, Naga was the center of the Bicol region. That's why it is called the heart of Bicol. Naga City Supermarket was the biggest multi-level building in the complex, the biggest fresh and commercial market in Asia in the 60s. During Marcos administration and in the 70s, regional offices were moved to Legazpi City. In 1980s, the city progress became too slow. Poverty, crimes, tax collections were way down and the city spiraled into debt. Illegal activities like flute shows and gambling were persuasive. Frustrated by the city's decline in stature, civil society groups called for more citizen participation in government. The city government administration failed and mismanaged the city, until the new city administration came. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Jesse Britto reformed the city, from the office, to the community. Naga is one of the most important cities in the Bicol region and the Philippines, and being its center of almost everything. It is the center of commerce in the province of Camarines Sur, and is the core of the organized Naga metro area. Over the past decades, since the vision of the late Secretary and former Mayor Jesse Britto to the present administration, Naga is far from how it looks from yesterday. Naga is one of fast-growing city in the Philippines, and one of the most competitive city. Overall it is a livable and a friendly city. Naga is yet too far from being a highly urbanized city. But the people and the government are working together to achieve a good environment living. We hope that the people protect its green and natural resources, mostly the Mount Awwad, a home for biodiversity, unique species and a natural water reservoir. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. For more info about Naga, you can visit their website at www.nagacity.gov.ph. Thanks to Ernest the Rotorist for his one-of-a-kind drone footage of Naga.
Baradan Studio.